What's up, guys? This is George here, and today is day 12 of my fast, of my annual solid food vacation. But today's been an interesting day because today is a day that I found out that I lost my business, dealing with a potentially huge failure, and so I wanted to make a personal video about something that I'm dealing with, and and how I'm gonna respond and deal with the situation. So for those of you guys that haven't been following all of my journey, over the past year and a half, I've been dedicated to building up a business on eBay. In fact, several businesses on eBay. I had 3 eBay stores, and my main eBay store was doing $50,000 a month in monthly sales, drop shipping business, and built up to the point where I had a I had a full team of virtual assistants working for me, one full-time virtual assistant, and then a couple other part-time virtual assistants. Had a whole full system in place, and really had created just this smooth operating machine. It had taken it a while, and every month was improving, getting better, but things were finally starting to pick up, get momentum, and get exciting, and it's really seeing seeing the vision for the long term of this business. And then all of a sudden, about a week ago, I received an email from eBay about my account, that my account had been put in a temporary restriction, and that I needed to provide to them some documentation verifying my account and different information. And so I provided it to them, and I started to get a little nervous because I was talking with other people, and I found out that this could be the beginning of my account getting shut down, and on all of a sudden, sending them what they asked for and calling them up. And then today I received the final email that my eBay accounts have been all my eBay accounts have been closed down, and are suspended indefinitely. And so I called them up, and they said, yep, the accounts have been closed permanently with no chance of appeal. Like being thrown in prison with life in prison, no possible chance of parole. And they couldn't really explain to me why or anything. Of course, but it's a different department does that, and they don't take incoming phone calls, and and so it's disheartening, to find that out. It's like, what? Just to be left hanging like that? And, after a year and a half of building 3 eBay stores, businesses, a whole team of people working for me, and then, overnight to lose your entire business without even really, an explanation or a chance to defend yourself. And so I had to deal with that. And so, and I think back, at this point in my life, I've been through a lot, and I've actually lost, my whole business now in life more than one time, and I've hit rock bottom and lost everything multiple times in my life. So I kind of almost chuckle at it. I'm like, all right, it's that time of year, it happens again. It's, I've been through it so many times, but I'm a fighter, and I always keep coming back. And so that's why I wanted to share how I'm going to deal with this, and that's why I wanted to share this scenario, because failure happens to everybody, and things like this happen to everybody. I'm not the first person in eBay history to lose their account, to lose their business, to get blocked from eBay. In fact, it's happened to hundreds, if not thousands, of people on eBay. I know friends of mine who were full-time businesses on eBay and lost their whole business overnight at 6-figure businesses, and some of them, some of them figured out how to get their store back. Others started different businesses, and some of them, I can think of 2 actually, who it broke their heart so much that they just like one lady I know in particular, a friend of mine, it broke her heart so much. She said she was done with entrepreneurship for good, and she actually went back to her old job. She said she knew her old job, missed her and would take her back, and so she went right back to it. And so really the only difference between people in life that go on to achieve whatever it is they want in their life, their dreams, and succeed and so forth, is the only difference, between 2 people, the same situation that happened, 2 people lost their account, or 1,000 people who lost their eBay accounts. The only difference between some that went on to, achieve greater things versus those who, went backwards, the only difference is how they responded to the situation. The event was the exact same, but it was the response. And this is a formula actually that my father used to teach to me, and he said that in life, E plus R equals O. And basically what that formula stands for is the E stands for events plus R stands for response equals O outcome. Events plus response equals the outcome. The events that happen to you plus the way that you respond to them is going to be the outcome of your life. Events, are going to happen to everybody. Different situations are going to happen to everybody. We're all inevitably going to experience our own failures, tribulations, heartbreaks, medical challenges, different things that we're going to deal with. Those events are inevitable. It's just the game of life. But the R is the deciding factor, is the difference that to creating a good O, and a good O. That's what all of us really want, to have a good outcome in life, to be happy, right? And so the only difference in that between the E, the event, and having a good outcome, it doesn't matter about the event. That doesn't matter. What makes the difference is the R. How do you choose to respond to the situation? And so how I've learned to respond to failure and setbacks in my life is a couple of different ways. I've learned to look at failure as a gift, to get excited about it, see the blessing in it. What is great about this problem? In every single dark cloud, there's always a silver lining. In every single problem, there's always a gift, there's always a silver lining, there's always a blessing, if you choose to look at it and if you choose to find it. There's two people can get their heart broke. One can get their heart broke and can let it destroy them for the rest of their life, go through their life depressed and bitter over their ex that cheated on them, this and that, where the other one can see it as a blessing in disguise. You know what? She cheated on me, but it's okay because now I'm free, and now I can find someone that truly loves me for me. Now I have time to pursue my dreams, my goal. Now I have time to travel, whatever, find myself. The exact same situation, two different people, two different responses. So look at whatever happens to you in your life as a blessing. What's exciting about it? So I look at this problem that's in front of me and I say, okay, great. What is exciting about this? Well, a lot of things. One, it was now, and I think this, although it was making me money and everything, it wasn't really necessarily my passion. So maybe now I can start focusing on something more that is making me money that I'm more passionate about. I can utilize the time that I was investing into that business and focus on, and creating something that I'm more passionate about, that gives me more fulfillment and more joy, because time really is our greatest asset. So I'm kind of excited about the idea that, hey, even though I had a team of virtual assistants working for me, I still had to manage them and stay on top of them and everything. And so now I can have that time, instead of managing the store, to invest in other things. For example, this YouTube channel. Hey, maybe I can put more effort into this YouTube channel, create more videos and content and blogs and things like this. This channel isn't my primary source of income, but it is a source of income for me. And it is something that, I do enjoy very much. I do get fulfillment from sharing content, from teaching others, from helping others and sharing my experiences. And what else, is a blessing from this situation? You start to go down. You start to, think about all the things that are great about the problem that it is you're dealing about, and to realize, and one of the things that I like best about failures and adversity and setbacks is that it's a chance to get mentally stronger. Sometimes in our life we get comfortable, and comfort can become an addiction. I just did a post about this the other day, and how when you get too comfortable, when a man gets too comfortable, it starts to become an addiction. All of a sudden you're getting all your needs met. You're getting good sex all the time. You're eating like a king, and you're getting everything you want. Everything. You start to get lazy. You lost that drive. You're not hungry anymore like you used to. You gotta be hungry, like Les Brown says. So what's nice about failure is, because it's a setback, I look at it, hey, you know what, great. Maybe I was starting to get a little bit comfortable because the income was flowing in, the business was growing, but I like that feeling of being hungry. I like that feeling. So now it's like, all right, I'm hitting rock bottom again. This is great. I get excited about it because this is a chance for me to pull out that animal in me. I know that I'm a fighter, and I know that, I will claw my way out of, the deepest ditch. I've done it so many times. And so to me, it's exciting. I'm like, all right, this is a chance to start over fresh, to start over. I can do anything I want. I can pursue, there's so many ways out there to make money and businesses and so many things. This is now the opportunity. I can start over fresh. I've learned, and I think about what I gained from it. I learned so much over the past year and a half. I learned how to create a team. I learned how to hire virtual assistants. I'd never done that before. I learned how to manage people, work with a team. I learned a lot about business, returns, all kinds of customer service situations. I learned a lot. And so I can take that experience and what I learned and the organizational skills and the team management and the leadership skills, and now I can utilize that towards whatever I want. And it's kind of exciting, the idea of starting over fresh, that wow, what, I'm free. It's kind of like, imagine if you had been in prison for years, and all of a sudden you get out. In a way, it'd be exciting because you're like, whoa, now I can start any career I want. I can go to college, I can go, join the military, I can be a police officer, whatever you want to do. So it's like, that's how I feel. I'm like, all right, that business, because when you run a business, in a way, it kind of owns you, because it's like, you got to be, it's your baby, and you got to keep that pacifier in there, or else the baby's going to die. And so, now that baby died, and so now I'm free. You know what? Now, now I can do what I want, and so that's another thing that's really great about it. I'm getting excited now just thinking about it. There's so much things. So guys, that's why I just want to share this. That I'm human. I make mistakes and failures, and I have setbacks and things that happen to me all the time. And I know sometimes on social media, people come off as like perfect, flawless human beings, that they're always happy all the time and nothing ever goes wrong in their life. But that's so, that's such BS and so far from the truth. I have so many friends who, have big followings on social media that, I have a friend who's got hundreds of thousands of followers, and, practically every time I talk to him, he's got a different phone number because he can barely even keep his phone on because he's so broke. He's sleeping on couches half the time. People are like, they have no idea. And so, what you see in social media and in real life are two totally different things. So that's why I think it's important from time to time, to be honest, just to say, hey, I'm a human being. I screw up. I'm not, Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Perfect. I'm still learning, figuring out this. I'm just an average guy, just like everybody else, just sharing my experience, bumbling and fumbling and trying to figure out this this thing called life. One thing I have gotten, good at in life, just because I've done it so many times, is I've gotten good at dealing with failure. I've failed so much in my life, and it doesn't scare me anymore or faze me anymore, just because I've dealt with it so many times. And every time I've always, I've gotten better at bouncing back. I've gotten better at starting businesses. I've gotten, I always think about what I learn. I focus, I journal like crazy, so I'm constantly documenting and accumulating this knowledge and experiences. And every year I'm getting better and learning new skills. And so, it's okay. I like staying hungry. I think it's interesting that this happened to me while I'm in the middle of my fast right now, because fasting also, I think, is a great teacher on dealing with failure. And if anything, it helps you deal with failure better, because when I think about it, I'm like, all right, what do I need? I mean, I don't even need food. I haven't eaten in like half a month. So, I mean, what do I need money for? I mean, really, it's like, all the money is just extra icing on the cake, but what's the worst that can happen? I lose all my money, then what? Okay. I mean, I can sleep out on the ground. That's no problem. Sleep outside. As long as I get an apple like once every 2 weeks, then I'll be all right. I can live, And so fasting teaches you that, like, all right, you're all right. You don't really need a lot, a minimalist. It's a minimalist kind of life. And that's what I like about fasting, is that, you kind of have this sense of security, like, I don't even really need a lot. A lot of people can't even go a couple of hours without eating. And so to them, they realize that they need money to constantly keep feeding myself. But when you get good at fasting, like I'm, 12 days into a fast and I feel phenomenal. I feel like I could easily go another month. Then it's like, I'm not really worried about money to buy food, because I don't really need food like the average person. I can go a long time without eating. I don't need all the materialistic possessions like a lot of people. So that's what's nice about fasting, is it's a way to practice minimalism, that you don't need much. And the nice thing about living a minimalistic, simple life is that you don't live in as much fear. Because I have no debt in my life. I have zero debt. So I don't have, I don't have to worry about paying a mortgage or any kind of, loans or credit cards or anything like that. I pay everything off cash immediately. And so I'm not keeping up with the Joneses. I don't care about having a fancy car, fancy clothes and jewelry and things like that. I think that's what's good about living a minimalistic life. And fasting is that you're more comfortable and you're okay. You're not living it with under as much pressure as the average person, because when you have this glamorous, glitzy lifestyle, then that's a lot of pressure to maintain it. And if something happened to your career, then that can be, very emotionally difficult to deal with it, because all of a sudden, oh my gosh, how am I going to keep up with the Joneses? How's everybody going to love me, accept me? But when you're a minimalist and you don't need much to get by, then there's not as much pressure on you, and it's okay, and you can deal with failure better, because it's kind of like, all right, whatever, I lost this business, then I'll just go and create something else. But I'm not going to go jump out of a window of a 20-story building. So I think that's another good thing about what fasting teaches you, is that it helps you to practice a minimalistic life. From the time we've been born until we grow up, we've been conditioned to always need more. We're never enough. We got to keep up with the Joneses. You need the latest this, you need the newest this. You got to have, you got to always keep buying and consuming more and more and more and more, and it keeps you stuck in this trap of keeping up with the Joneses. Where really, freedom is learning to live with less, and that's why I'm always trying to minimize my life and learn how to live with less, because the less that you need in your life, the less the less fear that you have in your life, because it's kind of like what they said in Flight Club. Your possessions end up owning you. So I digress here, but I think it all kind of has to do with each other, and how the fasting, as well as failure and everything, it teaches you how to deal with life, and it helps you live a more minimalistic, simple kind of life, which I think is a worthy ideal to strive for, and live in a more minimalistic kind of life, because then you don't have that much pressure on you from society to keep up with everybody. And so failure, guys, look at it as a blessing. Look at it as a great thing. Ask yourself, what is great about this problem? How can I make it even better? Remember, E plus R equals O. Events plus response equals outcome, how you respond to it. And most importantly, remember that failure is beautiful because it keeps you hungry. It makes you failure, and every single failure is a lesson. And it's an opportunity to get stronger. Every single failure is an opportunity to bounce back even stronger. And so that's why I like failure. It keeps you hungry, it keeps you grinding, it keeps you in the fight, and it keeps you appreciative and learning, and it keeps you it makes life interesting. It makes life exciting, right? If everything always went your way and was green lights the whole way, life would be boring, right? But these are the moments that make life interesting, where someday I can look back, and I can, I love looking back now on all my failures and trials and tribulations I've been through in my life, and it's fun, and it's good stories to look back and be like, wow, I went through that, and I made it out on the other side. And so, where if everything was green lights my whole life and went perfect and was hunky-dory and never had any problems or situation, then life would be quite boring, and and it's, people can't relate to that as much. So people can relate to the struggle, the rocky story. So it makes you more relatable. It makes your life more interesting and entertaining and fun. So just want to share that, guys, a little personal situation that I'm dealing with. So whatever you're going through in life, guys, it's okay. Whatever it is you're going through, just remember, E plus R equals O. The event doesn't matter. What makes the difference is the R, how you're going to choose to respond to the situation. So focus on finding what is great about this problem. What is great about this problem? How can you make it even better? All right, the questions are what rule our lives. So start asking some powerful questions that have to do with the situation that you're dealing with. See it as a blessing in disguise. See it as the opportunity to start anew, behind every closed door is the beginning of is the opening of a new door. Behind every failure is the birth of new opportunity. So get excited about whatever, if you're going through a failed relationship, a failed business, whatever, get excited. Whenever I see someone that's going through divorce, or I say, hey, congratulations, that's great, because now the beginning is a new chapter of your life. It's the new opportunity to start anew. Get excited, because this means a lot of new things are coming your way. So I'm excited right now, because I know this is the beginning of a new chapter in my life, and I'm excited to find out what all is going to happen. So I'll keep you guys posted, and those of you guys who are fasting with me on this journey, leave a comment below. Let me know how you're doing, and until next time, guys, let's make it a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.